Previously on Homestuck.
Democracy!
Enjoy.
You develop westward, settling those fertile plains and claiming them for your city. You section off a number of residential and commercial zones for civic growth, arranged in only logical pattern that occurs to you. You color the residential zones with your piece of white chalk, but for some reason none of the colors in the box strike you as suitable for the commercial zones. Perhaps there is an alternative. Use your own pee for the commercials. God damn it. You cannot urinate because you have not had anything to drink in quite some time. You are very thirsty. Also, that is a really terrible idea, and you would not consider befouling your wonderful city in that way for even a moment. Thank God. Use motor oil to designate commercial zones. You fill each empty square with a bit of motor oil to complete the zoning. It looks rather striking to you. You can hardly imagine what an up-and-coming young can trying to make it in the world would not be delighted to live in your fair district. You are very careful not to get any of the unpleasant fluid on your person. Peel label from can of mayo and affix to the sash. Oh, he just writes an R in chalk, so it says mayor. That's cute. Survey surroundings in search of more terrain for the city. You search over here. You search over there. It seems you have run out of territory for your western expansion, but there is still a lot of empty wall space. Perhaps your citizens would be happier with a colorful backdrop that would make them feel more at home. Using most of your imagination and an entire piece of sky blue chalk, you render a bright and cheerful sky full of clouds. You have decided that very closely orbiting your city is a luminous planet, which orbits a single moon. You switch to another shade of blue and continue rendering on the western wall. Wait, shouldn't the moon be orbiting the planet?
He doesn't know things.
He's using
his imagination.
Okay, I guess.
Listen, I'm proud of the mayor.
Yeah. He's a good man. Orbiting much further from your city are 4 planets. None of these have satellites, you've decided. Yes, that makes sense, you think. And on the southern wall, there's John doing his pogo thingy again. And on the southern wall, beyond an impenetrable veil of darkness, occupying the furthest orbit yet, there is an ominous planet. A moon circles this one, too. Check on that rampaging boy on the screen. Oh yeah, it's that guy. You had almost forgotten about him and his confusing shenanigans. It seems like he has things well in hand at the moment. He does not appear to need your help, and you have already concluded that he cannot help you, at least for the time being. Turn on the other 3 screens. You have no idea how to turn these on. There is no mouse for this weird quadro-monitored computer. It can only be operated through text commands from its keyboard. Perhaps there is a special key or command which will allow you to switch to another monitor? How about you press Tab? Just try that. Pressing it. Boop. Hey! You got a bunch of Tab Cola. Isn't Tab a real thing?
It is a real thing, and you can still buy it in stores, but I have heard that it's awful.
Tab soda. Let's see, I'm looking it up. Oh my gosh, it's a real thing.
My dad told me that he grew up drinking Tab. Like that was their soda, which I think is very weird.
Tab! 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 Wayward Vagabond, consume several cans. You feel the heavenly brown elixir from the jewels of pink carapace and imbibe like the wind. It is so sweet and sugary. You wonder how much sugar can fit into 1 can. Whatever mighty wizard concocted this potion is truly deserving of your fear and respect. Wayward Vagabond, welcome the rest into the city. The Tabs are naturalized as loyal new citizens of Can Town. All cans are welcome and equal in your city, regardless of can content and whether empty or full. It's not like emptying a can kills it or anything. They're just cans after all. Wayward Vagabond, hit escape. Feeling refreshed and heavily caffeinated, you go back to work on the big computer. You hit escape, which seems to minimize the action window thingy and reveals a history of all the commands you've entered. So this is just all the stuff he's typed in. You use the arrow key to scroll up a bit. You can't believe how much you've already typed into this stupid contraption. What a waste of time. You scroll all the way up to your first command. It looks like there are more commands above it. Maybe someone was entering commands on this thing before you? There aren't many more. At the top of this list appears to be the very first command. Type, continue button, switch to. You activate screen 2. The signal is garbled and you have no idea what you're looking at. Some sort of filthy beggar pleading for help? No one is around and nothing is happening. You seem to be locked out of any sort of interaction with whatever's happening on this monitor. It looks like that's Rose's statue, but it's broken. More time shenanigans, I assume?
I think so. I'll be real with you. This never made sense to me. All this computer stuff. I'm serious. I never understood exactly what was happening right here.
Okay, type switch 3. This monitor is locked too. You can't tell him what to do. Not that you really want to, since it looks just more like confusing nonsense to you. You consider switching to screen 4, but decide against it. You have a feeling that whatever's there would just confuse you even more, and you don't really care all that much anyway. Type continue button home. All 4 screens activate. Together they display a countdown, starting at 4 hours and 13 minutes. Type continue button reboot. You can't! Nothing is working anymore. The timer seems to have disabled the keyboard. Be the mayor. Enough of this nonsense. You are an important mayor and this absurd contraption has wasted enough of your time. You've got a city to govern with carapaced fist, which is to say firm, yet polished, and supple as the situation demands. Anyway, this will help you kill some time while you wait for that clock to count down. Create employment opportunities for the citizen cans. You temporarily dismantle City Hall to free up all the can power available to create a vigilant town militia. You divide them into 2 groups, marking them with distinct teams and ranks using the piece of white chalk and the motor oil. You then organize them in phalanx across the countryside, preparing for a stiff training regimen. When you are through with them, your forces will be a well-oiled machine. Chalk another one up to bold leadership. And it looks like they're just playing chess. Wayward Vagabond, lead your men to victory! You waste more than 4 hours on this tomfoolery. Wayward Vagabond, mourn the loss of Citizen Tab. Your caffeinated jittering must have agitated all the little bubbles curiously hidden in the liquid, creating too much pressure in the can. You speculate that this is why it exploded as you nervously eye the timer. You're starting to wonder what will happen when it reaches 0. Maybe it would be best not to be near it when this happens. Minutes in the future. Though perhaps not as few as implied by circumstance. A peregrine medicant trundles precious cargo beneath the gleam of the celestially ominous. There's a guy with mailboxes. And there's a big, bright, shining star. How beautiful.